Hello everyone, I just wanted to talk through how I set up ProPresenter for a weekend service. So each week, typically Mondays or Tuesdays, I come in the office and I will load ProPresenter for the weekend service. So what that means is getting all the songs loaded in, setting all the my light cues because ProPresenter triggers our lighting, and then loading any videos, other slides, things like that. Our message slides do not get loaded until typically Saturday afternoon before our Saturday service, but we get everything else loaded. So we use Planning Center for our order of service. So we link ProPresenter to Planning Center, and that's how we get the order of service first put in. So let's do that. Actually, first I'm going to delete last week, and I will do Planning Center service. We are at our Minooka campus, so I'm going to click that weekend, and then let's see, some reason these are still showing up, not sure why, but we're coming up on the 29th and 30th. So I select, that's going to pull in the songs and stuff like that, and then it's just a matter of fine-tuning and getting everything set. So first I need to put in the pre-service loop slides. So that, so drag and drop that in. So this is our pre-service loop before our service starts. Welcome. We trigger our lower thirds from here. So I need to set it for our worship leader for this weekend. So I will do, whoops, that, go to there, lower thirds, and it's going to be Birgit this weekend. So that's set there. So I've got a whole bunch of actions on our slides. I'll go through that in a little bit here, but let's keep going. So we've got a song. We're going to do our main arrangement. Believe, normal. This one looks like it's already done. It is. Worthy of it all. It is not found. So let's see here. It all. Doesn't look like it's in here yet. So we'll skip that for now. Typically our worship pastor actually loads the words and gets the right order for each song. So we'll skip that for now. We'll do announcements. Boom. Get rid of that. And then offering, mini message, which is not the right one. So we will unlink that. We will go to message Minooka, drag that in. We will delete all of last week's slides. And then dismissed. All right, a couple other things that we need to add in here is we do transition lighting cues between songs because some of our lights are for color, they go by a color wheel. So to get rid of that flashing, so it doesn't spin through the color wheel to get to a specific color, we dim some of those lights. So that's what this transition is for. So we'll add that there. Transition 2, 3, and 4. Okay. That, we'll make sure that the right theme is selected for the songs, which they are. And then, all right, so we'll do both from welcome. We'll do a transition, which, so this first one here dims the lights that flash for the color wheel. And then this selects the color. and then it brings it back up. So we're gonna stick with, this is technically a light red color. So we need to change this action to light red, and then you'll see wash dimmer 100%. So that's what brings the lights up. So this one does dimmer 0. This one selects the color, and then this one goes back up. And these are set to a 2 second and a 1 second. So we click this for the welcome. As soon as our countdown timer hits 0, then we click, once the song starts, we click this first one here. After 2 seconds, that automatically goes to here. After 1 second, automatically goes to here. So our ProPresenter operators don't have to manually click these. Sometimes we will take the timer off this one. I think it's this one. Now I'm second guessing myself. I think it's actually this one. We take yes. Either case, if there is a talking transition where we're not going right from one song to the next, we'll take one of those timers off so it doesn't actually get into the song and show the copyright information on the screen before we actually start the song. So it's usually the first slide. So we'll click that one, it'll stay on there. When they are done talking, ready to start the song, then our operator will click this one, and then it will automatically go to here. All right, so that's that one. We'll go to transition 2. This looks like purple. We'll stick with purple for now. We may change that later, but so I'm gonna match that purple. And then cyan, boom, because that's that one there. And then we don't know yet for the last song, okay? All right, that's that. Next, we're gonna make sure that all of our songs have the 100% wash on it. Yes, and yes, okay, that's done. Next, we are going to, let's see here, we'll do pitch control next. So we automate our pitch control for front of house. So the way that this works is we have a macro for each, let me bring that up, for each key. Boom. And this is sending a MIDI note out to Wave Super Rack, which is basically just recalling snapshots. And then those snapshots change the Waves tune live to the specific key. We've been doing this for a really long time, multiple years we've been doing it this way, and it's kind of, it's hard to forget, basically. So because we always click this first slide, the ProPresenter operators always click this first slide, so they know to click that slide regardless of starting the song. Even during rehearsal, if we decide, oh, let's do the end of I've Witnessed It and go into I Believe, they know I gotta click this first slide first. Then they'll start wherever, let's just say the end of this bridge here, and then go in. They know they have to click that first slide. So it takes the pressure off the audio engineer to have to remember, oh, what key are we doing it? And then obviously switching the key. They do know how, so if something were to fail, they do pay attention and they look. But this is almost a for sure way of making sure that the key is going to be changed correctly. So I've got Playing Center up on a computer screen right over here. So first song is in A, which that's in A. I Believe is in F. Boom, it's already done, perfect. Gratitude is in B. No, it's in D, so let's change that to B. And then we have Done Worthy of It All. Okay, so pitch control is correct. We actually just put in Philips Hue lights for our worship center. I did a video last week on that setup process, the install, getting all the bugs worked out, issues we were having with light key, things like that. So if you're interested, go check that out. But the way that works in a nutshell is we've got Companion pulling up or recalling scenes on the Philips Hue app, basically. So, and then we set long fade times between those. So not to go into all the details, but so what we need to do is we need to change, because we haven't, that was just last week, that changed some of our stuff here. So let me talk about what all these actions do, because I haven't done all of them yet. So because we're going to get rid of some and change some around here. So first is our theme. It's just basically our font, and then for the most part we try one line per slide. This is our slide destination for our stage display, which if I go to that, you can see what that looks like. Not there. Stage. I don't normally do it this way, so bear with me here. Worship slides. Okay. So it's going to show current text, so the current slide, and then the next slide shows the current item, what we're on, and then the next item. This is just what the projectors are showing basically at a ProPresenter. So we do IMAG during worship. This stays as how you see it. So really this should be labeled ProPresenter, but it is what it is. And then this is our multi-view from our Blackmagic switcher. So just as a deck link input on the card. So we run the deck link quad, so it's technically got 8 outputs. We use, I think, 6 of those. Technically, I think 6 or 7 are set up. We used to do Appreciation TV. We don't do that anymore. It's technically hooked up and ready to go if we want to do that, but it's not right now. So, or it's not being used right now. And then, so one of those is simply an input that shows the multi-view. Okay, so that shows that. Obviously lighting. So lighting, we use light key here. So that's on another computer. So that's just sending MIDI over to light key to pull up saved scenes. Let's see here. This is just showing that we're changing the stage setup when we click that first slide. Pitch control, which we've already talked about. Black background, because we IMAG, so we don't go with motion backgrounds and all that stuff. And then this is just bringing those dimmers up to 100%, like I was talking about earlier. This is missing technically. Another thing that we automate, we do a lot of automation here, so we'll get into a little bit of that here. So let's see here. No, it's under lighting. Worship top. So worship top is just pushing a button on Companion, and then Companion is doing a whole bunch of stuff. So we're going to put that there, and then I think technically these can all stay. And then we'll do, okay, here's one we have to get rid of. So we do automate our Appliance Center live screen. So we also do that through Companion. For a long time, we did that through AppleScript, through QLab. But we've switched basically everything over to Companion. So we don't need this technically anymore, because I have that button, or that being done on this worship top and worship bottom scene. So let's remove that. Everything else can stay. We're going to say this is, let's also call this worship top. And then gratitude, there's that PCO next, so let's remove that. we'll call that worship bottom. And then once we get worthy of it all in, that will also be worship bottom. So basically the only difference between these two are the house lights, going from a blue, I think maybe 90% brightness. It's not really actually that bright because it's the color blue, it's not white, to a dark purple with a lower intensity for brightness. So that's the difference between top and bottom. So basically the thought process is people are still coming in the room during the first 1 or 2 songs, so we'll keep the house lights a little brighter, and then the last 2 songs will go to the worship bottom, which will lower that intensity. I'll show you companion here just to show you what it's doing. So worship top, so this button right here is doing a scene of house lights, and then it's also doing this go to next. The reason why we're doing it this way is we used to send a lot of commands to companion separately, and companion couldn't keep up with all those incoming signals, which seemed to be more of a Raspberry Pi issue. So we got companion running on a Raspberry Pi. I've done a bunch of tests. It looks like all the communication protocols are coming out of ProPresenter. They're not all getting received through the Raspberry Pi. So now what I do is I send one note, one incoming protocol to companion, and then companion is doing a bunch of actions once basically that button is pushed. So in the worship bottom is pulling worship bottom scene, and then also doing a go to next timer. All right, so we'll minimize that for now. That's done. I'm not sure what slides we're doing for announcements. Last week we did announcements within offering, so that's why these slides are here. They would not normally be here. And then the offering, and then the message, which is our junior high pastor this weekend. So that will be his lower third title. And then dismissed. And that's just a matter of basically what I'll do for a new song once they get it in is I'll copy this first intro slide just so it has all my actions and all my cues. I'll paste it in the beginning of the new song, so in this case Worthy of It All, and then I would add that worship bottom lighting scene, and then I would change the key to, looks like E flat, so, and then change whatever light scene or light color I want for that particular song. So yeah, that's about it. Hopefully this is helpful for you guys for when you guys are setting up. We don't keep a long list for a playlist. I've seen that come up on Facebook. How many playlists do people keep? We have all volunteers that operate, so we literally have 2 playlists. One is just a pre-post video that goes just to our live stream, gets automated. So really, we only have one. Makes it easy for our volunteers to know which weekend is which. It's always the second playlist. So yeah, I think that's it. Hopefully this is helpful. Check back next week. Hopefully we'll have another video of something else that we'll dig into.